capitalist thing. You say, well, it's not anything like Marxist. Well, of course it's not, because it's capitalist and it's all about individual freedom.
Right.
So why package it like a Marxist?
Because of the society. It's a communication message. Like you said, this isn't an LP 101 thing, so we're getting into more of the operations side of it now. And I see what you're talking about. When you're talking about the ideals, like, yeah, we've already got all these documents in place and everything that are supposed to do everything that you say you want to see happen. But again, remember, we're talking about a political party, and a platform is nothing more than a statement of ideals of a party, right? A perfect world. So if you view as what we are packaging as a perfect world as something that's already espoused, then it's not a matter of putting the right people in the office. It's a matter of removing the power from the office that was not authorized under the Constitution, which will take the right individuals.
I will say that having in order to be ready for this conversation tonight, having read the 66 pages of the Republican National Committee platform from 2016, it is not utopian promises of what the world will be. It is a historical, hooked-in 66-page document referencing certain acts that need to be encouraged, certain support against other acts. When I read the Libertarian Party thing, it sounds like what high schoolers would put together. And when it gets to abortion, it's like, oh, well, it's a tough one. We'll let it slide. But the 10th Amendment in the Bill of Rights, ratified concurrently with the U.S. Constitution, states, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by the states, are reserved to the states, respectively, or to the people. Between the 9th and 10th Amendment, the libertarians should have everything they want, because they're not proposing anarchy.
Should. But now, to be fair, there is a sizable contingent of the Libertarian Party that does propose anarchy. As a matter of fact,
it's another problem. Then they're not libertarians, right?
I would argue that they do not fall under the Libertarian Party ideals. And there is a problem within the Libertarian Party where their favorite thing is the purity test, right? You're not a real libertarian. You're not a real libertarian.
We've
seen a lot of that here in Oklahoma.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Right. So, I am reluctant to say that, no, they're not really libertarians, because we are the closest of the political parties that they would be able to match. So if they chose to be political activists, they would naturally gravitate here, because we're all on the same train moving the same direction, less government. And we are the only party that proposes that.
Actually, the Republican Party proposes that in their platform. And you can sit there and tell me they're not doing a good job, but I'll tell you, the Libertarians are doing less of a good job.
Well, we're not even there.
Okay, so the Republicans are not only protecting my personal private rights, my individual rights, but they also are proposing to for the states, because if my federal government doesn't force the states to do stuff, they're telling the states, encouraging the states to diverse themselves of the publicly held lands.
Yes.
Say in the Republican platform, Donald Trump's platform is to encourage the states to diverge themselves of all the federally owned public lands. And so you should agree with the idea that the federal government should be owning land, right?
That they should not
be owning land.
Correct.
Okay. This is in the Republican Party platform, which is well on its way further than all of the libertarian things you propose that are already in the Constitution. I wish you would become a Republican so I could get you to help me.
I was a Republican for almost 20 years.
Well, let's try again, because we got a new brand.
Yeah, the brand that just pardoned a man who was selling Senate seats.
There's no way to turn a giant ship moving through the water all of a sudden like a hovercraft. It takes a slow turn of events.
You will get no argument from me out of that.
Are you seeing any draining of the swamp happening in the last 3 years? You don't like anything that's happened in the last 3 years?
No, that's not true. I believe that removing us from the Paris Accords, I believe that renegotiating the trade deals on foreign policy, I believe those were all good things.
Good.
Where they wound up, I do not, because the trade deals again became restrictive. They became more in our favor, yes, but again, it went just as far away from a free market economy as you could go, because once again, it restricts everything. It puts tariffs and taxation on select products, which doesn't do anything. We're the ones that ultimately have to pay for all of that.
We elected him to choose that, okay, as a group.
Well, some,
But, I mean,
you know,
we have a
roughly
system of a republic of
25%.
democracy. He's not a dictator. People elected him. We suffered Obama's tyranny, and we're suffering this one.
Yes.
Montesquieu knew there would be tyrants in charge of the government.
Yes.
That's why the bicameral system is preferable.
Yeah, Bastiat.
Here we
predicted
go.
it.
Okay.
Hayek predicted it. Mises predicted it.
So we all know this, and the idea that they're infringing on some free market, we already said earlier, there's no such thing as a free market.
Right.
Okay, so these
it's
arguments fall
impossible.
flat to me.